Hi, I'm Anjee Davis. I am the president and CEO of Fight Colorectal Cancer. We were founded in 2005 by Nancy Roach. She was the daughter-in-law of a patient, and she felt really strongly and passionately that there needed to be a patient voice for advocacy, really looking at policy change and advancing research. So those were really her two main areas that she wanted to focus on. And 20 years later, those are still the two main areas that we focus on. We are an advocacy organization that empowers patients to raise awareness, to push for policy change, and meet with their members of Congress. And then we train advocates to engage with researchers. We call them our research advocates, and we affectionately call them our rats. But we do that year round. So it's been really exciting to be a part of the organization for over a decade and really build this organization. When I started, it was 4 staff members, and now we have over 25. When I started, colorectal cancer had 1 million survivors, and now we have over 1.5 million survivors. Unfortunately, even though it's a preventable cancer, it is still the second leading cause of cancer deaths for men and women. So our mission is still alive and well, and we are incredibly focused on mobilizing our community to advance access to care and research. So when I applied for LeadersLink, it was at a time when AI was just blossoming. It was just starting to be in the conversation. And when LeadersLink was looking at how do you reach diverse populations, how do you advance a project that could help patients in this space, I thought it was a great way for us to develop a project that was a digital tool that could hit on the needs of translation, reading levels, but also accessibility, so that wherever you were, you could ask a question about your diagnosis. If you were newly diagnosed, or if you were meeting with your oncologist for the 50th time, that you could ask that question quickly and get reliable answers. Because when we started the project, there were a lot of questions in the community about, is AI reliable? Is it hallucinating? And so we just really wanted to make sure there was a digital tool that had very specific resources it was pulling from, that aligned with the guidelines for colorectal cancer patients, and that our community could trust it. And so that's exactly what we embarked on. We built a tool that our patients can both SMS, use their mobile phones, and ask questions at any time of the day and get an answer. I think the one challenge that I would throw out there is that if you are embarking on building an AI-enabled tool for your community, it is truly an investment of time and capital to maintain it and to keep up with the technology. And so it's definitely not like building a website. So it's much more challenging, but the potential of it is far greater. If I had to give advice, looking back, we got very lucky with our partner, so our tech partner. I think that is the most important decision that we made, was being able to work with a tech partner that was willing to work on a budget, and then also be open to all the new iterations. Our partner really has been thoughtful about how do we make this tool usable, and at the same time not build out the scope that we can't sustain. Vetting who your partner is at the beginning, I think it's worth taking a beat and taking it slow to make sure you have the right partner on deck. What we've learned over the last year is that the digital tool is wonderful, but dissemination and access to the tool is where we need to sort of pivot and start investing our time and effort. So our team is really working at partnerships, collaborations, making sure our patient community knows this tool is available, and then also helping our partners so that they don't have to rebuild this tool. They don't have to invest in that sort of R&D into building an AI-enabled digital tool for patients. So right now our team is working on that. We're working with health systems, professional associations, and then local partners to make sure that the tool is accessible. I think if you're thinking about applying to this program, 100% you should do it. And when you do it, and if you're accepted into the program, make the time to participate. Sort of schedule out time with your mentor, schedule out time to be on the webinars and in the group discussions with your cohort, because those are the most important pieces that I got out of the program, was being able to hear the stories, hear the challenges, hear the solutions, and then also hear that feedback from my cohort, really. And I think that's been really great for me to kind of get out of my own head and learn from others and see what others are doing, not only from a solution standpoint, but from an innovation standpoint. It's been really a great opportunity for me to hear from people who are in my shoes.